RT, hello. How you doing, Mr. Queen?
All right, y'all. It's
What's
7 o'clock.
going on with
All right. Blazing 318, the buzz.
Welcome to Lala's World, hosted by the powerful masked goddess, where the vibes are hot, bringing nonstop heat, flavor, and fire. Lock in right now. This is Lala's World.
Hey, what's up, Blazing 318 the Buzz family? Happy Thursday to everyone. This is your girl, Mass Goddess. How's everyone doing this evening? I think I have my host on the line for you. Let's go with Queen Sheeta. How are you this evening, darling?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for having me. And y'all, welcome to Lala's World. Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's get it. RT Taylor Mew, man, is in the house. How you doing today, big brother?
I'm living my best life. You know how I roll.
Always and forevermore. Ain't no better way to live. DJ QB.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing out here? How y'all doing in the radio world too? I'm glad to be here. Hey, I'm looking forward to a great show today. And hey, let's do it.
All right, tonight, guys, we are interviewing Ravin-Delmain, a.k.a. Dollar, famous actor, musician. He has a story to tell. We're going to welcome him to the show.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
What up, everyone? Officially checking in. What's going on? There's a beautiful goddess. Shout out to my homie Q Ball in the building. You know what I'm saying? And the other beautiful co-hosts. What's we got popping this evening, y'all?
It's all about you tonight. First, we want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for allowing us to interview you this evening. I know you hadn't been on an interview panel in about a couple of years, so I want to first thank you for coming on and doing this interview. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me. Most gracious for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Most definitely. So for those who don't know you, Raven, go ahead and tell us a little bit about you and about your background and how did you get into the music business and acting business. Just let us know a little bit about you.
I come from a music family. My mother was a well-known singer, gospel singer.
Okay.
When I was younger. Singing at the gospel churches, and she became well known for that. She also went to school with the likes of Marvin Gaye, who's from Risa, Louisiana. A lot of people don't know that, like right outside of Shreveport. Also, Johnnie Cochran attended some of those same schools with, I was at Huntington when Johnnie Cochran was there for a ceremony, and I witnessed him call my mother by her first name.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
That is very amazing to have such influences at a young age. Those are some well-known people that are famous.
And you'd be surprised at how many people don't know that Johnnie Cochran is also from Shreveport.
I didn't know that.
Shout out
I
to
didn't really know that.
Yeah, yes,
so
indeed.
many great stuff came from here. Yes.
Right there
so,
on Island Street.
Most definitely. So many other great influences that came from the area. Paul Mooney, who wrote a lot of the material for Richard Pryor, is from here.
Yeah.
A lot of phenomenal musicians. I mean, we've created some of the best horn players in the world that grace a lot of the bands of the Cameo. Cameo's original trombone player. I'm trying to remember his name. I think his last name was Albright, but he's from here. And a lot of massive talents was picked up, so I just wanted to shed a little light on that. And that's a lot of where my background comes from. Being from here, we are extremely rich The Grambling bands, the Southern bands, they are full of Shreveport people who made Southern University legacy what it became to be. Greg Isaac, Dr. Greg Isaac, he's also from Shreveport, who built the legacy of what Southern University band is today. So yeah, those are my roots. And of course, I played. The only brass horn that I can't play probably is the French horn because it's played with the left hand. But any other brass horn, from the trumpet, baritone, sousaphone, trombone, any of the brass horns, I'm still capable of playing to this day.
That's great, man. That's great.
Exactly.
So coming from a very musical background, musical culture, musical family, did your mother play any instrument as well, or was she just a singer? And
yeah,
that's
she was. Right, and we ain't gonna even put just in front of that because you only have that voice. That's your instrument, right? And in most cases, it's the most powerful instrument because it's the one that ends up out front in most cases. But I don't think that she ever played any instrument. She was just big in singing and choir in that sector.
Okay. Did any of your siblings pick up the musical gifts as well?
All of my siblings can sing.
Okay.
None of them really actually pursued it. And, of course, I found out through my kids. My siblings never told me. They say, your father is the best singer in the family. They never told me that, but they told that to my kids.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's how siblings operate.
Right. They won't tell it to your face.
Yeah, really, they said that. They never told me that, but okay, cool.
Yeah. But they see it and they recognize that talent. So tell us, how did you get into the music business then, from growing up, in the culture, and then be having the biggest influence as your mother, singing, and I'm pretty sure you guys sung all the time. How did you go from that to actually being in the music business and singing the blues?
I'd really, my journey in entertainment really has all really been fairy tale, because none of it I ever actually pursued. When I went to Southern, I was pursuing a political science degree. I wasn't at all looking. I mean, I was in the band program, but it's like I wasn't even at that point. I was still just studying music, but I wasn't even trying to march when I got to Southern. I was borderline being harassed and shit by Dr. Greg Isaac. It was I had the height, and of course, the height is how they always pick the drum majors, by the height. If you less than 6 foot, they not even checking for you, because Southern only marches one drum major.
Yeah.
Opposed to somebody like a Jackson State who has 6. Southern only marches one. Right.
Yeah. Right.
The deadline.
Right. The height. So the height is a requirement, and I was showing no type of interest in it. In marching, I just wanted to study music at that point after high school. And this is when I met David Banner. This was prior to, he hadn't produced any type of hits of anything of that nature at that time. But he was also a political science and history major. So we had a lot of the same classes. We studied under a lot of the same professors. And that's how friendship, I would say, developed. He took me to meet his family on one spring break. We went down to Mississippi, and he was like, if any given time we lose contact, this is somewhere where you can always come find me, right? And I remember campaigning with him, helping him get elected SGA president. At the same time, we was like rolling up his suit coat, putting them down in the SGA office, putting the suit coat down by the door so they couldn't tell we was in there smoking weed and shit.
Man.
Yeah, this is on Southern, Hey, I don't want to throw my boy under the bus. Shout out to David Banner. Shout out to my nigga Lavelle Crump.
Love
He
you.
was in a group. He was in a group back then called Cricket Letters, right?
Okay.
The other cat, I'm trying to remember his name. He was a journalist major, but he was also, I remember, he was very, very a lot of character, and he could like keep you laughing. I'm trying to remember but all of them was in a group back then called Cricket Letters, and they were doing like performances. I saw them perform at the amphitheater on LSU's campus, and David Banner, he's like still that same guy to this day as the guy that I knew met back then. A whole lot of passion. He'll go at the system in a heartbeat. He really don't give a shit about when it come to principles and things of that nature. So, yeah.
Right.
That's how this whole entertainment thing started for me when I met those cats. And Young Bleed was hanging around. This was all in Baton Rouge, right? Young Bleed was hanging around those circles at that same time. And that's how, I met the concentration camp.
Mm-hmm.
We used to be on campus. And the East Coast cats would be up out there. You might not have nothing but a nigga beating on a bucket and a nigga that got an upright bass. But these niggas was up out there chopping heads with nothing but lyrics. Like, you on campus with niggas from all over the world. You got niggas from the West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast niggas up out there eating. And a lot of niggas is scared to step in that circle, especially niggas from the South. You don't dare step in that circle when the niggas up out there just chopping heads like that. But David Banner would step out there. I would step out there. You hear me?
No.
And let them know we all not some dumb, slow-ass niggas from the South. You hear me? We got vocabulary, too. We would get out there with them niggas, you heard me?
That's right.
That's
Right.
what's up.
Right.
I love that.
Yes,
Step in the
indeed.
ring with Mike Tyson. Better be ready to fight. I hear you. Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
So when you were on campus, Southern University, you mentioned you met Young Bleed there. Mr. How you do that there? The late great
Right, well,
Young Bleed.
I actually met Bleed the first time. It was at the Varsity Theater. Morris Day and the Times was performing there.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Right outside of LSU campus. It was the Varsity Theater. That was the first time when I had met him. And he invited me to the concentration camp where they was recording records or what have you. I didn't know at that time it was an actual place. It wasn't just a group, it was an actual place, which was C-Loc's mother older home in Southside Baton Rouge. It was her old home because C-Loc had made a little money, and he had to move his mother into a bigger, nicer home in a nicer neighborhood. So he made the older home where they moved from. That became the concentration camp. And Lord, I can tell you all types of crazy
Plenty
shit
of stories.
went down.
I
Yeah,
got
that's
you.
when I was first. Boosie and Webbie, they would sometimes skip school and be trying to be coming down there hanging out. They was too young at that time. And y'all remember them being kids on the other side of the gate, not being able to get in because
Right.
Loc had like lawsuits and shit going on. They had been caught like some younger people that was, hanging around there. And somebody sent some authorities over there, and it was some shit. So he didn't want no smoke with no minors at that time hanging around there, especially during school hours and shit. You feel me?
Right, yeah.
But you had Vaughn and Chad of Lalo who were in high school at that time. So, and it's like they was hot as a fucking firecracker. You feel what I'm saying? They were literally high school stars. This was before Boosie. if you listen to Von Chad Lalo, you can hear where a lot of Boosie get a lot of his style and, you know, metaphors and things from. These were, Chad was the one that was, during the time Boosie was locked up, was who was putting his records together. You know,
Right.
all of the cats inside that concentration camp had, you know, real relationships.
Okay.
All right, that's an
Gotcha.
experience. I'm pretty sure you guys had plenty of nights at the concentration camp, learning, vibing, creating. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Motherfuckers, you know, girls driving through walls while you record, just casually, just, you know, drive their car up in the fucking studio, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Whoa, man.
Yeah.
Man. What?
Yeah,
Hey,
Master P. Yeah, Master P pulling up, and
Yes.
him and Fiend slap boxing in the yard, all that. Yeah, that kind of shit.
Because I know Master P featured on How You Do That there too.
Yeah. The version that y'all ultimately heard on the Bout It soundtrack was a remix, and if you listen to it again, you actually hear Master P say that at the beginning. He say, "How you do that there?" Remix. If you go back and listen, you'll hear it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The original name of that song was called "Act the Fool."
okay.
And it was Young Bleed, all three verses. There was no C-Loc, there was no Master P on the original version. On the Concentration Camp album that I'm on, the original first Concentration Camp album.
Right.
On
the
original Act the Fool, there's nobody featured on that song. It's Young Bleed rapping all three versions.
I have that CD. I promise you, I have that CD. I have that. I literally have that. When you started spitting in Master P and CeeLo and Concentration Camp, I'm like, yes. Young Bleed, Young Bleed. I literally have that CD. Matter of fact, I might have to go in my garage and go pull, dust it off.
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
number
bit.
11,
I have
Shreveport
that CD.
Blues, on that CD.
Okay.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You're going to have to pull that out and come get it signed, Queen Sheeta.
Absolutely. Road trip.
1996, I think, is when we dropped it. That was like 2 years
It sure
prior to
was.
the Bout It tour.
Yep.
Around about that
96.
time.
Yeah.
I remember that's the year I graduated from high school. I graduated from high school in 96. I've been listening to Southern Soul since like 94-ish, 95, especially Master P. Young Bleed, like literally I have Young Bleed's whole, when he put out a CD, then he put out like a whole like album, whatever. I got a whole concentration. I got literally everybody, Master P, Young Bleed, who's
They
the
had
other
Boo
one?
the Boss Player in the concentration camp too. There's
Uh-huh.
like altogether, I think, 4 concentration camp volume. I'm on the original first one that came out.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, and
Got it.
I think Boosie is on camp 3. That's the first time y'all would ever see his face. It's called Youngest Up at Camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was concentration camp 3, I think.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people don't even know Boosie came out the camp. They just think he just fell out the fucking sky somewhere.
Right.
No, we put about $500,000. We put about $500,000 on them. But go ahead.
Okay.
That's
No,
very
get your shit off.
cool.
It's the first. He wasn't even Lil Boosie back then. He was just still Boosie. Youngest of the camp. He's on the
That's
cover.
right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now as we speak.
With the trains running.
Yep.
Yeah, youngest of the camp.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Man.
concentration camp, what, 3 or 4?
I believe
Thug
that's
Brothers,
3.
I think Thug Brothers was 3.
3. So yeah, it was 4 because 3.
Okay,
It
it's
was on 3.
concentration camp 4.
Yeah.
Because when Boosie was coming in, that's during the time I was kind of like transitioning out. And I remember meeting him as, like I say, he was on the other side of the gate. And then it's like, you finally got in here. And he was in the booth rapping. And it was like, this
Got
is
his
the
debut.
kid or whatever. Right.
Right.
Happy like a kid in the candy store. I'm in this.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. Love it.
God bless him, man. It's
That's
you know,
amazing.
and it is to watch that whole growth,
Growth.
to be
Yeah.
able to, you know what I'm saying, to see it from the beginning. You know, when he was in this got his first car, this black Monte Carlo that didn't have no air conditioning in it, and I remember C-Loc helping him get it fixed, and you know all these. I remember going to go pick him up from his grandmother's house when he didn't have a car. We was bringing him back to the camp to record. Grandmother was staying out on Gardale Lane, right?
Right.
The friction between me and Lee Lucas, we did not get along when we first met. Me and Lee Lucas, it was he wasn't a friendly nigga, and neither was I. He was on some fuck you shit, so was I. Fuck you too, nigga. I'm a Shreveport nigga.
Right.
Look, Becky Boy and all these cats that Boosie be mentioning, Calvin Reese, I just saw him at Young Bleed's funeral. Of course, Silky Slim. These are real friends of mine, real homeboys.
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's not just names that when I hear their names mentioned on a Kevin Gates album now, I'll be like, whoa. These cats legends through, you know, these young cats that from Baton Rouge, but these are actually cats that I was hanging out with during the time I was living down there.
Right. Okay.
It became your second family then, growing up in the concentration camp, pretty much there every day, I'm sure.
It was me and Loc, really. C-Loc, who ran the label, who owned the label. He was, you know, a real street cat that really got it out the mud. And even though I wasn't signed to his label, you know, he allowed me to come out on tour with him, and because he was like trying to keep up. He was day to day, like literally day to day on the phone or hanging out with Master P and Baby at that time. I remember like riding down to New Orleans with him regularly when they were just letting each other listen to each other music. We like would meet up with Baby at a daiquiri shop, and Baby like get in the car and they'd be like, okay, I want to put Turk on this song and put Bleed and Chad on this. That's how they was really chopping up dope back then.
Right.
Real quick question.
Yes,
Sorry to
ma'am.
interrupt, but real quick question. Was this right around the time of when Master P was doing No Limit Soldiers?
Yes, ma'am. It was that exact
you know what?
same time.
Yes, exactly. I remember. I remember No Limit Soldiers. I remember it was Master P, Young Bleed. Like I literally had everybody's CDs under the No Limit label.
Yes.
So
I was in Baton Rouge at the time when Master P moved his operation from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. It was all over the news.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all over the news.
And he's I loved his story too.
Yeah.
Independent. He refused to sign any with any record labels because he's like, we can do it by ourselves. Love Master P's story. Another day.
It was a real interesting time to be a part of, and like I say, you know, I'm this a young green ass country dumb ass nigga from Shreveport, and I'm in the back seat watching all this shit from these fucking what became to be tycoons from Baton Rouge and New Orleans. It's like I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Watching all of this shit, watching them play games with the media. Not sell enough tickets and hype it up like they sold too many, and they got to change the venue.
Oh man. Yeah.
They're with the. I'm like, here, Jewel Jackson. This the hottest nigga on radio right now, and he's over here with the concentration camp. You got Master P and C-Loc sitting here, and they telling him what he finna go on the air and say.
Oh.
You know?
That's a lot of stuff the public eye don't never see. And that's crazy.
Oh, my goodness. It goes down. It's like, damn, why are they selling all these tickets? They didn't.
Right.
But that's what he going to tell you.
That's what he is. Yeah, exactly. You got to keep it. you got to keep it fresh.
Just live it.
So that's that part of show business, a deep eye awakening for somebody, especially down south. They were light years ahead of us as far as the recording business, I would say, as far as the rap business was concerned. But we've always had a deep history of our own. Without us, there would be no Elvis Presley. Fuck is you talking about? Shreveport music history is very heavy. You feel what I'm saying?
It's deeper than anybody would know.
Realize,
yes.
Yeah. Sam Cooke sat in a jail here and started to write A Change Is Gonna Come. He started that sitting in Shreveport City Jail. Did y'all know that?
I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
My goodness.
And I love that song. I did not know that.
Yeah,
timeless. That's an amazing
the
song.
information is all out there. I ain't gonna say no shit that can't be researched.
Right.
He got arrested. He got arrested in Shreveport, and during the time it was like, because he didn't understand. He's like this big star up in New York at this time, and he didn't understand it. It's like, man, you don't put me in jail. I'm Sam Cooke.
Right. He didn't know the South.
Who the fuck is you? Like, don't nobody give a shit. Who is you?
Yeah.
You in the South, buddy.
They put his ass in jail right in Shreveport.
Damn. Wow. Yeah.
It's poor city for you. We don't be caring.
And then, like I said, he was in the South, so you gotta take it for what it's worth there.
Everything's still segregated, and white stay over here, black stay over there. And
he was probably hands down at that time probably the most popular nigga on the face of the earth at that time. He made the transition from gospel into secular. He was the one that gave Johnnie Taylor the green light.
Right.
Who would later on go on to sell the first platinum record in history. But we could go down that rabbit hole later on. But y'all got to get up on this history shit, man. It's like Shreveport is so deeply connected in this shit. It's ridiculous, and that's why it's like almost insulting when you hear these young cats like, I'm gonna put it on the map. It's like, dude, do you know
we've been on the map
around this bitch? Yeah, it's people around this bitch right now with Grammys. Sit down, little homie. Sit your little shitty boot ass down somewhere and learn something. There's people right around you got Grammys at their homes.
Exactly, and they don't know because they don't know their history. They just get out here thinking, looking at it as a classic. Whose fault is
that? Whose fault is that
they
don't know?
So many
people.
These
journalists' ass for a minute. All of these journalists sitting up waiting to get paid for an interview but not delivering no journalism. Let's talk about that for a minute. Pay you for what on your dried up ass show that's not serving, that's underserving the community? Pay you for what? I don't care to even be affiliated with your broadcast. Why would I pay you?
Because at one point it was a tool that we used to get the message out there to the masses, to our people. But for some kind of reason, we lost that, and it became more about, the money. How much can I make? Who can I exploit? And, we can get them over here if they pay us this amount. We lost our purpose.
There will always, I think, be chances to earn revenue. People definitely need to promote. Right. If I have a certain thing that I'm trying to promote and you have a platform and I bring that to you with a specific objective to promote, then that makes sense to me. How much that I need to be on your platform or whatever. But if you're calling yourself radio personality, journalist, any of these things from that media, that you have a responsibility to your community. If there is something up out there that is hot, to bring it to the forefront. That's your responsibility. They shouldn't have to pay you, right? Because a lot of these people don't have anything to pay you. If you really come out the mud, you would know that. I don't care where you are now. If you really came out the mud, you would understand. I'm talking about the strongest talents or what have you. They have no promotional budgets whatsoever. They depending on you to come find them and discover them. And that's where you're going to get your notoriety from, because motherfuckers don't rely on you. They're going to come to you because they know you always bring in the hot shit. Instead of just forcing some paid shit, some paid bull, doodle, stanky shit down my fucking throat. Because trust me, it don't get past my filter. Now I got a problem with you and them boo-boo, stank-ass, bitch-ass niggas. I got a problem with all you.
Yes.
When you're trying to force this shit down my throat and think, when you're pissing on me and want me to think it's raining.
That part. Yeah, that part. Yeah, I like you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like you. Now that I know who you are, after listening to you back in the day, like we talking like literally 20 some years ago, 20, 30 years ago type vibe. So yeah.
Right on.
In the 90s.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's right now, as they say. I'm McDonald's. I'm loving it. You know what I mean? You know, that's where I am right now.
All that history is up out there. We clearing up some shit. A lot of these clowns got too comfortable in my market, trying to sell me my own market. I still know what talent looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. Give a fuck what your numbers say, what your followers say. You can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool all of the people all the time.
Yes.
And you niggas looking real nervous to me right now. A lot of y'all looking real nervous. Looking nervous.
Real nervous. Yes, I agree.
Waiting for one sec. We're gonna do a quick station identifier. We'll be right back.
Let's do it.
KQBE Blazing 318 The Buzz, Shreveport, Bossier, AQB Entertainment, LLC.